Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick. Welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Maverick podcast. We are going to do a live draft on Yahoo Best Ball today, drafting from the fifth position. I don't know what's going on. I seem to constantly be getting the fifth draft position when I do these best ball leagues. But we are also going to utilize what I call the positional dominant strategy, which is what I recommend for smaller leagues where there's 10 or fewer teams. So you definitely want to check it out. Here we go.
Listen up. It's time for the Fantasy Maverick podcast, starring the guy who's going to help you win that fantasy championship, Jimmy Maverick.
Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick. Welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Maverick podcast coming at you from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And we are going to be doing a live best ball draft, and we are going to be using what I call the positional dominant strategy. This is a strategy I like to use with teams that are 10 teams or fewer in your league, because when in these kind of leagues, everybody is deep. Everyone's got great running backs and wide receivers. Everybody has a great bench. What's the difference maker? The difference maker is to go early on an elite tight end and an elite quarterback to have a week-to-week positional advantage in those two positions over any other team in the league. Now, we've got about 1 minute till this league starts up. You can see it starting here, and we're going to use my app, My Perfect Fantasy Draft. Hold on here. To help us pick players, and this just all of a sudden started up. So I am like rushing to get everything set. What is my draft position? Fifth again. I am getting fifth in every single one of these drafts that I'm doing. So we want to choose the Yahoo Best Ball list, and the reason why we want to use that list is because it is set. I usually rank my players according to a VORK score, which stands for value, outlook, reliability, and consistency. But in best ball, consistency doesn't matter because your players, if they don't do well, they go to your bench. If they do well, they automatically get rostered. So you don't need to worry about being able to trust a player. You just go with the highest, you go with the player that scores well in the other three parts of the VORK score, and you go with that. So you could see that my app at my Perfect Fantasy Draft at fantasyfootballmaverick.com for the first round is recommending that we could take Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, or Zeke Elliott. I kind of like the idea of going with Zeke if he makes it to us. Zeke has been moving up the draft board because of that damn HBO show, the Hard Knocks. But he might make it to us. And look at that, he did. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to take Zeke with our first pick. And kind of what my goal is in the third round, I'm going to take the tight end. And in the fifth round, I want to take our quarterback because we can still get a top three quarterback in the fifth round and a top three tight end in the third round. So we're going to spend our first two rounds. We will either go running back or wide receiver in the second round, depending on who's available. And if we look at the draft board, who it's recommending for the second round, Najee Harris would be a great choice, right? Najee Harris, DK Metcalf, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I really like those players. What you're looking at here is this is the list of all the players between our second round pick and our third round pick, but instead of being sorted by their draft position, it's sorted by their VORK score. So it's these columns right here, the value, outlook, reliability, and consistency. They get points depending on how they do in each of those categories. Those points are added up. That's the VORK score. It's sorted by the VORK score. You want to focus on players at the top of the list, avoid players at the bottom of the list, and that's how you run your draft. And you just go from round to round as we're in here. So let's see what's going on. So first round, all running backs except for Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelce does come off here at the beginning of the second round. And there's Saquon Barkley. So I was talking about this in another draft, how Saquon is now like a borderline 1-2 pick in most drafts. And I got to say, man, if I'm picking late, I'm going to target Saquon Barkley, especially with my second pick. Holy cow, that's a great value pick. Certainly the ceiling is high. I call him the highest risk-reward player of this fantasy season. If he can put it together, he's just based on the volume, he's going to be fine. If he can stay healthy, there's a lot of red flags, but you got to take what you can take. So let's go look at the players, see who's available. Najee Harris still on the board. Hopkins still on the board. There's Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown. You know what? I'm going to go running back. I don't think I can pass on Najee Harris here. I think that's a rock solid part. And then in the third round, we want to take our tight ends. So if we look at the tight ends, Waller's a long shot, but Kittle should make it to us no problem. So we will just go to we will go back to the board here. So you can see we've got some more wide receivers coming off. Adams, Diggs, Ridley before us. Then we took Najee Harris. Austin Eckler came off, and now it's Hopkins and Justin Jefferson. To close out the second round, let's see who they take. Patrick Mahomes, okay, going early, really early on a quarterback. I don't know if I can agree with that. But if we look at the third round, we've got players like CeeDee Lamb, J.K. Dobbins, Chris Carson. I mean, we could triple up on the running backs. J.K. Dobbins, that would be kind of an exciting play, but I want to get myself an elite tight end. That's the most important thing. And we might be able to get Waller here. Now, I know Waller has not been practicing, but it does not appear that he has an injury. He's not practicing because of an injury, although that's what they're saying. This appears to be more of a contract issue. And so I think he's holding out for more money. Okay, look at that. Look, Clyde Edwards-Helaire made it to the third round. That's a great choice too. But we definitely need to take our tight end. And you know what? I'm gonna take Kittle here. So I like them both. I think they're both really good. I think Kittle maybe doesn't have the same upside as someone like Waller does because I don't think he's going to get quite as much volume. But again, they're both really good. I think, I'm happy with either. They're both difference makers and probably the top receiving target on their respective teams. It's not going to be Ayuk. It's not going to be Deebo Samuel. It's going to be George Kittle. That's going to be the number one target on that team. So we'll just go with that. And look at that. Waller and J.K. Dobbins came off right after us. So what we're going to do here in the fourth round, we definitely need to get ourselves a wide receiver. So for wide receivers, let me just change this here. Wide receiver, we got DJ Moore, Josh Jacobs, Darrell Henderson. So we got running backs here. But if we just filter for just the wide receivers, Lamb, Evans, and Robert Woods are all long shots. But we got DJ Moore. Chris Godwin would be very good. Julio Jones and Amari Cooper do not rank real well. Amari's still dealing with that injury. I kind of like the idea of going with Chris Godwin over someone like DJ Moore just because – I think, obviously the quarterback situation a little bit better in Tampa Bay than it is in, with Sam Darnold in Carolina. So let's see what's going on here. So we had Swift, and then we had Terry McLaurin. CeeDee Lamb came off at the end of the third round. David Montgomery, Allen Robinson in the beginning of the fourth, Travis Etienne, Josh Allen. So the second quarterback has come off. So I think we're going to be in prime position to get ourselves a really good quarterback for the fifth round. Okay, Keenan Allen came off. Let's take a look and see what wide receivers are available. Godwin's right at the top of the list. I think let's go ahead and let's take Godwin. Although DJ Moore is a perfectly good choice, but I do like Godwin a lot for the fourth round. And then when we look to the fifth round, let's just look at the quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray. Those, Jackson and Murray right now, the ones I would target. Prescott having issues with the shoulder, and also he's got that reconstructed ankle. Just makes me very nervous, right? And why take a chance on that when someone like Kyler Murray is perfectly healthy and is going to rush the ball a whole lot more than someone like Dak Prescott is. So after we took Chris Godwin, it was Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods came off right in a row there. That's actually really good. As far as getting Robert Woods this late, that's excellent. Amari Cooper finally comes off at the end of the fourth round. Again, Amari Cooper, solid choice. And there's Lamar Jackson. Okay, so we're a little bit risky here. I am hoping that Kyler Murray does make it back to us for the fifth round, for our fifth round pick. So Chris Carson comes off at the beginning of the fifth round. And let's see what else is happening here. So it's only 3 picks to us. But in the fifth round, it's also recommending Kyler Murray as the number one choice. Whoop. Okay, Kyler Murray did make it. So let's go ahead. We will take Murray. And so that is the positional dominant strategy. So right now, every week we've got a top 3 option in our tight end position and our quarterback position. And so that's going to help us when it comes to against all the other teams, because there's really only going to be 2 other teams that have better options. Patrick Mahomes, obviously team one is going to have an advantage with Patrick Mahomes. Oh, look, he took Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. That was a waste. That was a colossal waste. I cannot believe he did that. It's best ball. There's only one quarterback slot. What is he thinking? I think we do need to go back to the wide receiver position on this next round. So if we look at the 6th round, who could we get? If we look at all the players, it's recommending Mark Andrews, tight end, Lamar Jackson, quarterback, who's already gone. T. Higgins. I do very much like T. Higgins. I think he would be a great choice as our wide receiver 2. If we look at who else? Brandon Ayuk, Jamar Chase, Kenny Golladay. Really, of all those players, I do like T. Higgins the best. For running backs, who would be there? Edmonds and Javonte Williams are both long shots. Raheem Mostert, Damian Harris. I do not like those guys at all. Look at those terrible Vork scores right there. I don't like them. So I think definitely wide receiver is the way to go. And really the wide receiver position, so deep. I mean, it is just amazing how many excellent wide receivers are available going into the 8th round. I mean, we're talking top 50, top 60 value players going into the 8th round. So let's see here. So if we go to wide receivers, T. Higgins right at the top of the list. That's perfect. Let's go ahead and take him. Talking up T. Higgins, and there he is. Okay, so let's go to the next round. So the next round, if we look at running backs, we got players like Ronald Jones, who would be, I think, a great choice for best ball. Michael Carter, Trey Sermon. We got some guys not as super thrilled with most of the running backs. But again, wide receivers, great choices. Look at this. Chase Claypool, Robbie Anderson, both these guys should make it to us. Look at that value rank. 52nd overall for Claypool, 50th overall for Robbie Anderson in the 7th round. That's beautiful. We also could take like a Cortland Sutton. Kenny Golladay is a long shot. Odell Beckham, don't really. I'm not really thrilled with any of those choices. But Claypool or Anderson would be great. And we can see, we can just wait and see who is available in the running backs and see if there's anyone worth picking up there. But since our pick, we had Jamar Chase, Miles Sanders, Dak Prescott comes off at the end of the 6th. Kyle Pitts closes out the 6th round. And to start the 7th round, we got Odell Beckham coming off. So this is looking pretty good. I like this team so far. And I'm sure Yahoo will hate it, but I don't care what Yahoo thinks because they're terrible. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Okay, so look, Mike Davis, Russell Williams, Javonte Williams came off. So let's look. And look, Robbie Anderson made it back to us. Robbie Anderson and Chase Claypool both there. So I really like Robbie Anderson. Let's go ahead and take Robbie as our 3rd wide receiver. And you know what? I didn't even look at the running backs. I should have really looked at the running backs. Look, Kareem Hunt, Damian Harris, I hate. Chase Edmonds. Let's look and see what we want to do. Maybe for the 8th round, let's go back to running back. Ronald Jones, Trey Sermon, Melvin Gordon. Those guys are long shots. But I do like Ronald Jones. And so where is he on the list right now? Oh, look, Melvin Gordon's still there, although we got to wait for our next round. Is Ronald Jones already gone? He might already be gone. Let's just see here. Yeah, Ronald Jones is already gone. Okay. But Chase Edmonds is still there. Boy, if he made it to us, that'd be great. James Robinson, I think, would be a decent choice. Maybe Melvin Gordon. All right. It looks like Chase Edmonds just went off the board. That's not surprising. We're really late on Chase Edmonds. But since we took our pick, it was Trey Sermon, Kareem Hunt, Aaron Rodgers, Chase Claypool, Tom Brady close out the 7th round. Kenny Golladay started the 8th round. Chase Edmonds, James Robinson, Dallas Goedert, Justin Herbert. So everybody's going crazy with their quarterbacks right now. Oh boy, kind of less thrilled with what we got here. Let's look at the wide receivers. Sutton, Juju. You know what? I'm going to take Juju. I'm going to take him. Because we didn't take Chase, so we'll get ourselves a share of that. So we got 4 really good wide receivers, and really, if we wanted to just ride with that, we could. And maybe we should just go the rest of the way. We'll get running backs. We'll get ourselves a 2nd quarterback and a 2nd tight end, of course. But let's just look to see what's going on for the 9th round. So there's someone I really want to get. And A.J. Dillon would be perfect for best ball. Fournette, Zach Moss, James Conner, these guys do not rank well at all, although Conner offers really good value. Well, actually, I guess it would be fair value is what he offers. But the upside of A.J. Dillon is very exciting. I think he would be absolutely worth a pick on the next pick. Let's see, where is he? There's A.J. Dillon right there. Let's see here. What else do we have? We've got for wide receivers. We get someone like Brandon Cooks, Tyler Boyd, Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith I don't really like, but Tyler Boyd and Brandon Cooks both very good for fantasy, good value. We've already got a Cincinnati player. We could stack it. We could try to get. I don't even know if. We don't really need to get a second quarterback right now. But we could get Burrow. We could grab Boyd and then Burrow on the flip and then try something else. But let's see what we got here. So for running backs, you can see we've got Damian Harris, David Johnson, Melvin Gordon, Leonard Fournette. You know what? I'm gonna go with A.J. Dillon here, and let's go to the 10th round. And look, we can get someone like Laviska Shenault. Look at that. His value rank is 60th overall. We've got Mike Williams, also another great choice for best ball especially because his consistency is terrible. Mike Williams is perfect for best ball systems. Let's look at the running backs. We've got someone like Kenyon Drake, who I very much like. Jamal Williams, Gus Edwards. Okay, so we got some good options here. So there's Kenyon Drake. Let's go and get look. Tyler Boyd's still on the board. There's Laviska. There's Mike Williams. Look, Chark is on the board. Chark's been falling, man. Chark is falling because he's not playing. He's not playing with his new quarterback, and that is a huge problem. And I got to tell you, man, someone who looked really, really good yesterday in the preseason, Marvin Jones was getting peppered with targets by Trevor Lawrence, and that was, I'm usually not into drafting older wide receivers. I'm really not interested in that, but I would be interested in taking Marvin Jones if he falls to the right point in the draft. So since A.J. Dillon went, we had Damian Harris, then Deebo Samuel, Gus Edwards, Matthew Stafford, Zach Moss, and then James Conner opened up the beginning of the 10th round. DJ Chark finally comes off here in the 10th round. So again, the other Jacksonville wide receivers are still available here in the 10th round. Both Laviska and Marvin Jones are on the board, available to be picked up if we wanted to draft them. So that's very interesting. But I think we need to go with another running back here. Again, we're very strong at wide receiver. I mean, our 4 wide receivers are excellent. Great value across the board with all of them. So I think, oh shoot, look at that. Someone did take Kenyon Drake. That stinks. I got sniped. Who else is still on the board? So we got David Johnson, Melvin Gordon, Leonard Fournette. You know what? I think I'll take Fournette just because I need some more, and he's got a high ceiling and very inconsistent. Perfect for best ball. We got our consistent high volume guys right here. We've got our inconsistent high ceiling guys right here. I'm totally fine with that. So let's move on. Let's go to the 11th round. Let's see what we got. So 11th round, we could take someone like Jarvis Landry. There's Trevor Lawrence, Jamal Williams. So we could keep going with the running backs, which I think is maybe not necessarily a bad idea. Jarvis Landry, I think, is a good choice. Very inconsistent, so, perfect. Trevor Lawrence as our second quarterback would be really very good. I mean, I got no problem with that. Jamal Williams is another guy who's going to be very inconsistent, but with a high ceiling. And if anything happens to DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams would get a significant share of time. So you can see here a bunch of wide receivers are coming off. So Corey Davis, Michael Gallup, Mike Williams, Curtis Samuel, Jalen Hurts. Jarvis Landry came off, so we're not going to get Landry. But let's see here. So if we look at the wide receivers, look, Cooks is still on the board. Marvin Jones still there. I mean, we might want to take one more wide receiver, and this would be a good point to get him. Laviska just came off, and Devonta Smith. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Brandon Cooks. Very unexciting player there, but he's the wide receiver 1 on an NFL team. He's on a team that's going to be behind and have to throw the ball a lot. He's perfect for best ball. And at an 11th round pick, no problem. So we really need to, so I think now we should think about getting our second tight end. There's still a lot of tight ends on the board. Let's see here. Let's go to tight ends again. So look, Noah Fant is still on the board. Gesicki, Irv Smith, there's Troutman, Hunter Henry. Jonnu Smith is another guy who I very much like with the high upside touchdown potential. And he's been practicing with both Cam and Mac in New England, whereas Hunter Henry has not. Look at how great the list is. Wow. Let's look at quarterbacks. There's Trevor Lawrence. There's Ryan Fitzpatrick. There's Trey Lance. We could grab a high upside guy like Lance. Although I'd be more inclined to want to get maybe someone like Lawrence. Just because, but I like how this team is coming together. So let's just look at the draft results right now, see what's going on. So since Brandon Cooks, we had Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins, Devontae Parker, Darnell Mooney, and Baker Mayfield came off. Then Jalen Waddle and Michael Thomas. That's actually really good. Michael Thomas in the 12th. That's very good. Although he's not going to play until the second half of the season, so his value is limited until that point. Tua just came off. So, yeah, I think we definitely need to take our quarterback, and I do not think these guys are going to take a third quarterback. I think that would be absolutely stupid. Look, this guy took another quarterback. He's got 3 quarterbacks, Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, and he decided he needed Jalen Hurts as well. Jeez. I just don't understand. Look, that guy just took Noah Fant. That's a great value pick. That's really good. Come on, one more to me. All right, so if I look at the tight ends, Troutman is still there. Gronk is still there. Okay, I'm going to take the quarterback just because I want Trevor. I'll take my Trevor. And let's go back to the board, and let's go to the 13th round. Again, 13th round, saying Russell Gage, Trey Lance, J.D. McKissick. We could take someone like Troutman. We'll have to see how the tight end's still very light on what's coming off the board. So I think we're in good shape to take ourselves a tight end in the 13th round. So I really like how this team is shaping up, man. So, Kyler Murray's our quarterback. Then we've got Godwin, Higgins, and Anderson are our wide receivers. Elliott and Harris are our running backs. Kittle's our tight end. Right now we got Juju Smith-Schuster in the flex. I got A.J. Dillon, Leonard Fournette, Brandon Cooks, and Trevor Lawrence on my bench. We've got 5 more bench slots to fill. And so we see another tight end came off, Mike Gesicki, then David Johnson, Matt Ryan. And so these guys are not going to take quarterbacks because they're all set. So Irv Smith, who's the next one that came off? Oh, it's back to me. That's it. Okay, so let's go to our tight end. Troutman is there. Let's go ahead and take Troutman. All right, and now I think we're just going to finish off with 3 running backs. So if we look at this. Melvin Gordon, Jamal Williams, Tony Pollard. Singletary, not really interested in. Hines, not really interested in. Latavius, all right. He's all right. I do like Penny, McKissick. I think James White is decent. I mean, there's all sorts of good choices. We got Darrell Williams. All right, so those are all good. And for my wide receivers, I have 5, right? So if we go to draft results. Godwin, Higgins, Anderson, Juju, and Brandon Cooks. That's really good. I don't think I need any more wide receivers. I really don't. I'm totally comfortable with riding with those 5 for the year because that's an outstanding core of wide receivers. So I really like that. Getting Godwin in the 4th is just fantastic too. I really like that. And Higgins in the 6th is also excellent. But you can see since Troutman, we have Marquise Brown, Melvin Gordon, Austin Hooper, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Rob Gronkowski came off. We don't need a 3rd tight end. I'm comfortable with those 2. Nelson Aguilar, Rondell Moore, Michael Pittman. So people are still getting lots of wide receivers here late, and they're decent choices. I mean, shoot, Michael Thomas is a great choice this late. Derek Carr, another quarterback. So look, Jamal Williams still available. Boy, if he makes it, that'd be great. That would make me very happy. Come on, make your choice, buddy. All right, he did make it. Let's go ahead and we'll take Jamal Williams. All right, and looking good. So we got 3 more slots. I think 3 more running backs is going to be the way to go here. I think, let's just look at the overall, see who's on the board, anyone we're missing. Jonnu Smith might be worth the pickup. And let's see here. Look, there's Cole Beasley, although Cole Beasley's he's super risky right now. I just not sure he's going to retire. He keeps threatening he's going to retire. I'm not sure I want to risk that. Just looking here, nothing really super interesting to me outside of the running backs. Let's see what's going on in the draft results here. So since Jamal Williams, Henry Ruggs, Jonnu Smith, Traquan Smith, Evan Engram, then Nyheim Hines. So very light on the running backs here late. Look at how it was really heavy running backs earlier on, but now it's like 4 running backs have been taken in the past 5 rounds. That's like nothing. Oh, darn it, they took Pollard. Shoot. Hoping I could get him. But let's go and look at who else do we got? We got Latavius. Let's go. We'll take Penny. I'll take Penny. I've been picking up Penny in a lot of leagues. It is a contract year for him, kind of a do or die year. If he can't get it done this year, there's no way it's happening. He's not going to be on Seattle next year, and I don't anticipate, even if he has a good season, that he's going to be on Seattle next year. He'll go to another team. But this is for his career. His whole career is riding on this season. And if he can do something, he'll still have some value in the NFL. If he doesn't, he's done, and we don't need to worry about it anymore. Okay, so here we are. We got Everett, Cole Beasley, Alexander Madison, Elijah Moore comes off, Christian Kirk. That closes out the 15th round. T.Y. Hilton on the 16th round. I want to just look at what wide receivers are still available because there are some that look. Here's someone like Jacoby Myers. I do like Jacoby Myers. There's Russell Gage. He's still on the board. Oh, there's still a lot of really good ones. Marquez Callaway is getting some real buzz for doing something. I really like the upside of Gabriel Davis. Look, there's some really good wide receivers still available too. Shoot. I could go and get myself one more wide receiver, get one of these speculative plays. But I don't think I need to do it this round. I can maybe save it for the last round. Let's see what's going on with my running backs. Latavius Murray, J.D. McKissick, James White, all right there. I'm going to go ahead and take Latavius. And so I've gone 3 running backs in a row. Jamal Williams, Rashad Penny, Latavius Murray. That's a really nice trifecta this late in the draft. Someone else got Darrell Williams. That's too bad because I do like Darrell Williams. Maybe what I'll do is I'll grab one more wide receiver on the next round. I'll grab one of those guys that I highlighted. Russell Gage just came off. But, all right. You know what? I'm just going to pause it till we're within 3 of our next pick. All right, so after us, it was Boston Scott, Russell Gage, Daniel Jones, Donovan Peoples, then Sony Michel, Jared Cook, and it's almost back to us. So you can see that we still have J.D. McKissick, James White, Jacoby Myers, Marquez Callaway, and Gabriel Davis. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, you know what, White had a terrible year last year, but I think he's going to have a bit of a bounce back. So let's go ahead. Well, let's take James White as our roll of the dice in the New England backfield. Oh, and look, Jacoby Myers just came off. Bummer. That's okay. If I get Marquez Callaway or Gabriel Davis with our last pick. Was that my last pick? I think that was my last pick. Oh, I thought we went to 18 rounds. Well, I guess that's it. All right, so we got our team. So not bad. You know what? I'm interested to see what Yahoo thinks about how much this team sucks. So let's just hold on and we'll see what happens. All right, man, stuck in the middle once again. They got me ranked 5th overall. So let's just review the team. I got Kyler Murray and Trevor Lawrence. Again, for me, Kyler Murray is a top 3 quarterback this year on an every week basis. For my wide receivers, I got Godwin, Higgins, Anderson, Schuster, and Cooks. All these guys, high reliability players. Godwin, great pick, man. Look at how many points he's projected to get in week 1. So that's really excellent. Then for my running backs, I got Zeke and Najee as my starters. I got Leonard Fournette, A.J. Dillon, Jamal Williams, Rashad Penny, Latavius Murray, and James White. So excellent depth at my running back position with some serious upside if anything happens to the players in front of them. Because I'm basically got Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, Chris Carson, Alvin Kamara, and Damian Harris, all on the hook. If anything happens to them, these guys get a big boost in their points. Of course, George Kittle is my tight end. Adam Troutman is my backup. This is nice. I like this team. This is an excellent team. Super happy with it. And Yahoo doesn't know what they're talking about, man. But again, another draft stuck in the 5th place. And I hope you saw my strategy, because this is a 10-team league. So using that positional dominant strategy and going for the dominating position in both the quarterback and the tight end gives me an advantage over every other team in the league except for 2. So, you know, the guy that has Patrick Mahomes, the guy that has Josh Allen, and maybe Lamar Jackson, those guys, it'll be a battle to see who's going to be the highest ranked among that group of 5. But I do think that Kyler Murray is going to be a top 3 quarterback every week of this year. Great rushing volume and a good passing volume, great receiving options. It's a very exciting offense. You know, one of the things I was thinking about I could have done is maybe in the second round, if I took DeAndre Hopkins and then had him stacked with Kyler Murray, that might have been a really good idea. But I didn't do it. I'm not too worried about it. I do like this roster as I built it out. And then, of course, having Kittle as my tight end, again, top 3 option every single week. I don't even need to think about it. I'm going to be better than 8 other teams or 7 other teams in the league on any given week in that position. And I think both my running back and my wide receivers rock solid. So what do you think? Tell me about what you think. So leave a message down below. I do appreciate it. If you have any other questions about this strategy or anything else, and this is not just a best ball strategy. This is a strategy you can use in any smaller league, any 10-team or smaller league. Go ahead and use the positional dominant strategy. It's really going to help your team out. So anyway, have yourself a great fantasy day, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. See you later.